Assalamu alaikum. First we are going to study lumbar vertebra, and after lumbar vertebra we are going to study muscles of the posterior abdominal wall. So this is lumbar vertebra. There are total 5 lumbar vertebrae in number. Vertebral column is formed by the cervical, thoracic, lumbar, sacral and coccyx vertebrae. So there are 12 thoracic vertebrae, there are 7 cervical vertebrae, while there are 5 lumbar vertebrae. The first 4 lumbar vertebrae are known as typical vertebrae, while the last lumbar vertebra is known as atypical lumbar vertebra. The one we have is the atypical, the 5th lumbar vertebra. Unfortunately, I do not have the typical vertebra, but there is a slight difference in between these vertebrae, so it's okay to study on an atypical lumbar vertebra. We are going to discuss the bony features of the lumbar vertebrae. You can see this is the anterior part of the vertebra and this is the posterior part of the vertebra. Lumbar vertebrae have a body. This is the body, and the body is large and wider from side to side, and it is directed backwards. The height of the body is more anteriorly as compared to the height of the body posteriorly. So posteriorly height is going to be short, while anteriorly body have greater height. Vertebral, then we have this vertebral foramen, which is triangular in shape. This is known as the vertebral foramen, and it is triangular in shape, and it is larger than the thoracic region but is smaller than the cervical region. Then we have the pedicles. So these are known as pedicles. These are known as pedicles, and pedicles are short as you can see, but they are very strong and they project backwards from the upper part of the body, while we have these lamina. These are the lamina. So lamina are present on the posterior side, and they are short, thick and broad, and they are directed medially, and they are medially to the vertebral foramen. So these short, thick projections are known as lamina, while in front these are the pedicles, but this is going to be the spine. The spine of the lumbar vertebra is shorter as compared to the spine of other vertebrae, and also the transverse processes of the lumbar vertebrae are short. So the spine is this one, vertical quadrilateral, and it is directed backwards, present on the posterior side, while these are the transverse processes. Transverse processes are thin and tapered and directed laterally. You can see they are directed laterally and they are thin and they are tapering. The distinguished feature between the atypical and typical lumbar vertebrae is that 5th lumbar vertebra have this transverse process more thick, short and pyramidal in shape, as you can see. But the typical vertebrae have the transverse process thin and tapered. The spine is also, this is the spine. Spine is also small as compared to other typical lumbar vertebrae, and the transverse processes are more thick and pyramidal in shape here, while the atypical vertebrae have the thin transverse processes. So we have the vertebral foramen, body, spine and pedicles, transverse processes, and then we have on the posterior side these laminas. So these are the bony features of our lumbar vertebra, and the distinguished feature between the 5th and other 4 lumbar vertebrae is that body is more wider, transverse processes are more thick and pyramidal in shape, spine is more small, short and rounded at the tip. These are going to be the distinguished features. After that, we have to see the attachments of the lumbar vertebrae. We have this body. So first of all, we will discuss the attachments of the body. So on this lumbar vertebra, this is 5th. 4th will be attached on the superior side. On the 4th, on the top of the 4th, there is going to be 3rd, and on the top of the 3rd, there is going to be 2nd, right? So their bodies are interconnected with each other. So there will be an intervertebral disc present between these bodies. On the superior surface of the body, there will be intervertebral disc which acts as a cushion and providing attachment between the two surfaces of the vertebrae. while we have the upper and lower border. This is the upper border and this is the lower border of the lumbar vertebra. So upper border of the lumbar vertebra will give attachment to the anterior longitudinal ligament, while the lower border give attachment to the posterior longitudinal ligament. And also remember that the bodies of the lumbar vertebra are giving attachment to the crest of the diaphragm. First two, L1 and L2, give attachment to the left crest, while L1, L2 and L3 give attachments to the right crest of the diaphragm. Body is also giving attachment to the psoas major, which we are going to study in a while, and you will see that it has also attachment with the body of the lumbar vertebra. Other than that, now we can do the attachments of the transverse processes. These are the transverse processes, and the tips of the transverse, these are the tips of the transverse processes. They give attachment to the middle layer of the thoracolumbar fascia. You have studied the thoracolumbar fascia, so it's giving attachment to the middle layer of thoracolumbar fascia. Also, these give attachment to the iliolumbar ligament, which connects the ilium with the lumbar vertebrae. Also, there are two muscles, the posterior abdominal wall, which are getting attachment from the transverse processes. As psoas major is getting attachment from the body, but also from the tips of the transverse processes, and there is quadratus lumborum muscle, which will also get attachment from the transverse processes. So these are the important attachments. And yeah, upper and lower border of the transverse processes give attachment to the lateral intertransverse muscles. They are lateral intertransverse muscles which are attached to the upper and lower borders of the transverse processes. Okay, there are two facets which I forgot to mention in the bony part. So on the pedicle, you can see this is the superior articular facet, and these are both are the superior articular facet, while on the inferior side we will have these inferior articular facets. So they are superior and inferior articular facets. The distinguished feature between the lumbar and thoracic vertebrae are that there are no costal facets on the lateral side in the transverse processes. You can, you know from the first year knowledge that in thoracic vertebra there are costal facets to provide attachment to the surface of the ribs on the transverse processes. But in this transverse processes there is no facet. This is how you recognize the lumbar vertebra from the thoracic vertebra. Lamina, these are the laminas of the vertebrae. They give attachment to an important ligament which is known as the ligamenta flava. So from lamina starts from L and ligamenta flava starts from L. So you should know that lamina have this only one attachment known as ligamenta flava. Then we have these pedicles. Pedicles are related above and below both to the spinal nerves. When spinal cord passes through this vertebral foramen, it gives ventral and dorsal branches, and they are passing through the vertebral, intervertebral foramens which are present in these pedicles. And then we have this spine. This is the spine. It provides attachment to the posterior layer of the lumbar fascia. Transverse process was giving attachment to the middle layer, while the posterior layer of the fascia is getting attachment from the spine. And spine, as the name shows, spine give attachment to the two ligaments. One is known as interspinous ligament and other is supraspinous ligament. These three posterior layer of lumbar fascia, interspinous and supraspinous ligaments are the important attachments you should remember in the spine of the lumbar vertebra. That's it for the lumbar vertebra. Thank you so much.